Hey everyone, my ninja bombs are now colored. I've conducted the first successful tests. It was just a messy proof of concept, but the test gave pretty good results. Not only did I get colored smoke, but it was also much denser than the smoke from my white smoke ninja bombs, which is not surprising because here I used a real smoke mixture. In contrast, for my white smoke ninja bombs, I used either caramel or crimson powder. Neither is a smoke mixture at all, although they do produce a lot of smoke. So how did I do it? As a fuel, I used dihydrazine tetrazine DHT, a red-colored compound that I synthesized in one of my previous videos. This is how it burns. It looks a bit like smokeless powder. This is how the powder burns if you touch it with a splinter. It combusts with a small amount of smoke. And this is how a large piece of DHT burns. Honestly, it looks a bit like rocket candy but with much less smoke. To make the colored smoke mixture, I mixed it with a dye. On the left is the dye and on the right is the DHT. They have almost the same color. The ratio of DHT to dye in this experiment was 2 to 1.1 by mass. This is how such a mixture burns. It's important to note that these proportions work only for this specific dye. For other dyes, they need to be adjusted. Then I moistened the mixture with water to a dough-like consistency and pressed it. I dried the mixture for a few days. Then I crushed it and separated it into fractions using sieves. I isolated 2 fractions, 1 to 2 millimeters and 3 to 4 millimeters. Then the granules were lightly coated with black powder, similar to how I did it with caramel by spraying with water and mixing. The granules were dried. I added a bit of black powder to them and made 2 bombs using a ping pong ball as the casing. The ball was then wrapped with 4 layers of paper duct tape. Here is the result. First, the test of the bomb with 1 to 2 millimeter granules. It worked and I got a little red smoke, but most of the dye just burned up. The test of the second bomb was more successful. Now take a look at what it looks like in slow motion. You can see that the granules are a bit too large, and many of them fly farther than they should. There's still a lot of work to be done in this area. Ultimately, I'd like to achieve similar results without using DHT, but simply with potassium chlorate. Unfortunately, I have to pause the experiments for a bit because I've run out of dyes. I'll resume the experiments when a new batch arrives. That's all for today. Goodbye.